Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to do a tutorial on making this little bracelet. So I got, well, it would help if I would quit bumping the camera. I got these products from beadpark.com, and I am going to show you how to make this. It's really simple and quick if you do a few things right. So let me preface by saying that. Okay, so beadpark.com has this rhinestone chain. They have it in either a spool that you can get like a certain color, or they have a package of mixed colors. So I went with the package of mixed colors, and I got a red, a black, a peridot color, and like a champagne, which I think this one's pretty. They're all pretty, but I like that one a lot. And then like a clear. Okay. So this is 4mm cup chain. If you are interested in purchasing this from beadpark.com, I will provide the link in the description box below, and I will also provide a coupon code. It's Wendy5off, and they will give you $5 off of your order. So what you're going to need if you want to do this tutorial is you are going to need a length of the rhinestone chain. You can use any color you want, and you're going to need a couple lengths of Rollo chain. Now, you don't have to use Rollo chain, but I found that it works the best because of the way that the links are set up and because they're a little bit fat, so your cord will fit through. And that's the other thing you're going to need. You're going to need a length of some sort of cord. Now, let me tell you, this is where it gets tricky. I used this cord on this one. This is a cotton braiding cord, and it tends to fray. So I had a terrible time getting the ends to where I could get them through this chain without it fraying on me. And this one is the first one I've made, and it turned out a little wonky, I think just because I had so much trouble with getting the cord through the links. So the first thing I did was I tried putting tape on it and then cutting it to a point. Well, that worked for a little bit, but then the tape wouldn't stay on. So then I tried burning it with a lighter, and that didn't really work very good. And then I tried dipping it in E6000, and then when it got tacky, I kind of rolled it between my fingers and tried to point it. No, that didn't work either. So then I dipped it in E6000 and set it on fire. And finally, after I did that, I was able to get it to enough of a point that I was able to work with it just enough to get it through this bracelet. But let me tell you, it was frustrating. So tip number one, make sure you use a cord that is not going to fray on the ends. Now, it's been hard. This bracelet's been hard. Okay, so this Rollo chain right here, it looks like that the links are pretty big, but this has to pass through it twice. So your cord has to be very skinny, or your chain has to be kind of big. And I'm not a fan of big chain, so the only other big chain I have is this gold. And none of these cup chains are gold. They're all silver-backed, so that really bugs me. I don't want to do silver-backed cup chain and gold chain. It bugs me. So anyway, we're going with the silver. I am hoping to goodness that this hemp cord, I've burned the edges. I'm hoping that it will stay well enough for me to do this bracelet. If not, I may rage quit, and you guys will see it on camera and probably laugh about it for a long time. So let's get started. Okay, so you're going to take your chain and wrap it around your wrist. Now, I know this is not scientific, but this is the way that I measure. And you want it to just touch on either side. So mine turns out to be almost 7 inches by the time yeah, it's a little over 6.5, okay? Then you want to cut your cup chain. Well, you want 2 lengths of that, the Rollo, the same amount, same length. Then you want to cut your cup chain, and I would make my cup chain just a couple of lengths longer than your regular chain, just so you make sure you have enough, okay? Okay, and then you need a cord, and you need 8 times this. So you can take it and measure it, 1, 2, and do that until you've got 8 times the length of your chain, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do, and what we're going to do is we're going to start on this one, and then I'm going to show you how to finish this one, because I left this one unfinished because if I started a new one and did the whole thing, and then it would take forever. So I did this one, I left it unfinished, so I'm going to show you how to start on this one and how to finish on this one. So, all right, so you take your cord and you're going to insert it into the first link on both chains. Now, it is a little tricky getting started, but once you get going, it's pretty easy. Okay, and then you want to find the middle. You want to get it to the middle of your cord. So take your two ends, match them up, and pull until you're at the middle of where your cord is, and lay it down. Now you want to make sure that your chains are flat. They're not crisscrossing or anything like that, and so that's what you should have to start with. Okay, so you want to take one cord. It doesn't matter if you start with the right or the left. Pick up your chain, try to keep it in the middle, and you're going to skip one link and go through the next one on both chains, just like this. Okay, and just hold it so it doesn't, oh, I'm sorry, I bumped the camera. Just hold it so it doesn't unravel. Then you're going to take your other one, your other cord, and you're going to do the same thing going the opposite direction. So you're going to crisscross through, and it seems like this cord is going to work. I am so hoping. Maybe. Okay. That's the key, is you have to get a cord that will fit through these links twice. Okay. Now, it's going to look a little wonky at first because you're going to have these two little links that are flopping around, and that's okay. Don't worry about them. We will fix that in the end. Okay, so just pull it tight, and you need to pull it apart a little bit because we're going to put our cup chain in there. Okay, so this is what you should have. You will have one cord coming out one end, one cord, or one direction, one cord coming out the other directions, and a couple little floppy rings on the top. Okay, so now you're going to take your cup chain, and what you want to do is you want to separate these two cords and slip this right in between the top one and the bottom one. Okay, so just the very first little link, if you can see, it's going right in between the top and the bottom cord. Okay, lay it down and then pull it tight. And what that's going to do is that's going to lock your cup chain in the middle of your cords. Okay? And I know it's a little tricky at first, but trust me, it gets much easier. Okay, so you want to pull it tight, but not super tight. Just, you know, don't be too crazy with it. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your cords again. You're going to skip the next link and go through the next one over top of the cup chain. So you can see these little lines right in here where the cup chain connects. You want to go over top of that and through both links. Okay, so just, and then hold it and just pull. Don't pull real tight. Then you're going to take your other cord and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go back through the same links, but this time you're going to go on the bottom of your cup chain. So I found that it's easier to flip it over like this. Just make sure that your cords aren't crossing each other. Okay, and now you're going to go right through this bottom link. See, you're underneath the cup chain now, and the other cord's over it, above it, and you're going to go through both links on the chain, and it would be nice if it would just go through, but there we go. Okay, and just pull it, and it tends to twist. You have to kind of mess with it a little bit. It'll go. Okay, so this is what the back will look like, and if you flip it over and get all your cords out of your way, this is what your front looks like. Okay, now this is the part where you kind of want to watch. Just keep everything laying flat. It tends to all want to tangle up. Okay, you kind of want to watch, and you kind of want to keep these little loops that are going around your chain with the cord. you want to try to keep them the same size. So if you see one's getting bigger than the other one, just, you know, play around with them. Try to keep them all the same size so it looks uniform. Okay, so now here's what you've got. You've got your cup chain. It's trapped in the middle of your two cords. And you've got a cord coming out each side. So take one of your cords, doesn't matter which one, and go skip a link and go through your chain and over your cup chain. Okay, make sure you just skip one link. See, I almost skipped two there and that would mess it up. Hold it and pull it tight. See, the cord tends to want to twist. You just have to finagle it around there, make it go like it's supposed to. There we go. Okay, so that's what you've got. And then you flip it. And you're going to take your other cord. You're going to go through the same links, but on the bottom of your chain, of your cup chain. So it traps it in between the two cords. And see, this gets a little tricky sometimes, and this is wanting to unravel. That's going to be a pain. I tell you, that is the hardest thing, is finding cord small enough and chain big enough to where it just will go through without a problem. I didn't have any leather cord that was small enough to go through these chain links, and I didn't have any bigger chain except for the gold piece that I showed you, and I just did not want to do gold and silver mixed, so I went with this hemp cord, but it's going to want to unravel even though I burned the edges of it. Okay, so there's what you have. Okay, this turns out really cute. It is kind of a pain to make unless you can get cords and chain that really works together, but you know, it is kind of a pain to make, but it turns out real cute. So this is what I've got so far. Okay, so I'm going to take one cord and I'm going to skip one link on my chain. Okay, I'm going to go through the next link and over top of the cup chain and through the next link directly across. Just pull it. It gets easier as you get down the row and you have something to hang on to. And okay, and sometimes it acts like it's going to twist up funny, but it will fix itself when you do the other side. So then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to take the other cord and I'm going to go through and over the bottom part. You're trapping that cup chain in between your cords is what you're doing. And if it won't do it all in one pass, just okay. Okay, so see, here's what you've got. And just try to keep this even, make sure that it, you know, is all the same size. Okay, flip it back over. Kind of straighten everything out. Just take your time doing this. If you rush through, it is not going to look good. You have to take your time. You have to straighten things out. You have to, you know, make sure that it's all looking uniform. Okay, so here we go again. You're going to skip the next link. You're going to go through the next link and over top of the cup chain and through the link directly across. Pull tight. Not super tight, just pull it up there. Okay, flip it. And you may be able to do this without flipping it, but not me. I have to flip it or I get all confused and mixed up. Okay, through your chain, over top of the cup chain there, through your next link over here. It just will not do it in one pass. I have to do it like this. And this is where it gets tricky because it's wanting to unravel, and there's just no good way. I mean, there's okay ways. Burning it works for a little while. Glue works for a little while, and tape works for a little while, but yeah, okay. So then pull it through. Okay, even them up. Okay, and this is what it's looking like from the back. Here's the front. See, my links up here are wanting to be a little smaller than my links down here, so I'm just going to pull these a little, try to even them out. Doesn't really matter if the top one is a little smaller, but I really do want the subsequent ones to be even, so you do kind of play around with it a little bit. And just try to make them look even. No, that third one's huge. Okay. Okay, so there we go. I mean, they don't have to be exactly perfect, but the more even you can keep them, the better it's going to look. Okay, so let me look at this little situation here. See, the problem with the hemp cord is when you burn it, it just catches fire and turns to, it doesn't like melt. You know, it just kind of turns to ash and then falls off. So, yeah, you have to keep doing that over and over. Alright, so here we go. We're going to take one of our cords, we're going to skip a link, go through over the cup chain and through the next link, pull it tight or close to tight. Okay, then I flip mine so I can see what I'm doing in the back. I take my other length of cord, go through here, across there, across the cup chain, you're trapping it in the middle, remember, and back through the other link. Okay, and there we go. So that's what it's looking like. It really does turn out cute, and it looks really intricate, but I mean, it's not hard to make. Okay, so I'm going to do one more on camera, and then I will show you how to finish the other one when you get to the bottom of yours. So skip a link, go through the next link, over your cup chain, through the one directly across, just like that. Okay, flip it. Get your other cord that you haven't used yet. Skip a link, go through and under your cup chain, trapping it in the middle of your cord, and through your next link. Okay, come on. There we go. Now my cup chain is getting wacky. Okay, pull it. Okay, and here's what you've got. So you keep on doing that until you get to the very end, and come on back and I will show you how to finish it. Okay, so we've got all the way to the very end, and what we have here is we've gone through the last set of links, and we have one piece of cup chain kind of sticking out, and that's what you want. Okay, so it'll look like this. You'll go through those last set of links, and then you'll have one extra piece of cup chain. Now, if you have extra links, just cut them off. If you have extra cup chain, just cut it off. This is what you want it to look like at the end. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your bracelet and flip it around, and remember these two that I mentioned were a little wacky. This is where we're going to fix them. So you flip it around, like I found it easier just to lay it like this. You're going to take this cord and go back through here. Now this is where it gets a little tricky with this cord, especially because I had trouble with it anyway, and now I'm gonna have to try to pass through this thing 3 times, so we will see. This one I should be able to get through. I'm hoping the next one is not too difficult. Okay, so we're gonna go through here. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. Okay, and then we're just going to go through the other one, just like we normally would. I hope I can get that other one through there, because this is tight. And I did have a pair of tweezers out here that I was using, and that kind of helps. Okay, so there's what you've got. You've got it going through, and we're going to take this cord and we're going to go back through here, hopefully. I don't know, I may end up having to get something and try to help shove it through. Come on, just cooperate. If you can kind of squeeze them down, your other ones, and pop that link up there, that helps. Okay. Same thing, you just go all the way across. Yeah, that did help if I squeeze these down with my finger and try to kind of pop that link up. Then it went a little easier. This cord was just a little too big for this size of chain. Oh, come on. It's not wanting to go through the very last one. Okay, here we go. Yeah, just shove it through. And if you have a pair of tweezers, it makes it a little easier to grab it. Which I did have them out here, but I put them away trying to clean up my area for the camera. So, see if I can get it with my nails. There we go. Okay. Success. Alright. So here's what you've got. You've got a cord coming out each side, and you have your little thing. Your bracelet is completely connected. Now, look how tiny this is. This is not going to go on my wrist this way. Like I said, I made this one too small, so I'm going to stretch it to where it will go over my wrist. And I'm going to have to see. You want it to go over the biggest part of your hand. Okay. So I'm going to need this much leeway with this bracelet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand out again and just keep it right where it's at, just like this. And I'm going to take my beads and I'm going to thread one on one cord. Hopefully these will work. I may have to get a bead with a bigger hole in it because of this silly cord. Nope, it's going to work. Okay. And I'm going to tie a knot at the bottom. Now this one, this cord end ended up kind of short. I don't know how. Like I said, this was the first one I made, so I ended up with less cord on one side than the other. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Okay, so just tie a knot in there, and your little bead will dangle down. Let's see, look at all the room I have on this one. I don't know how I ended up doing that. Take this bead and put it on. Okay, I'm going to move it up so that it's pretty much even with the other one. Tie it off. You can even put charms on the end of this. That would be really cute. I mean, you can do just about whatever you want. And let me scoot it up to where it's at least remotely even with the other one. Okay, tie a knot, and I can just snip this off. Whoops. Okay, so this is what you've got. Now my one end's a little bit crap. Let me do that again. Tied it too long. I don't want it to look too different. Okay. Okay, now that's better. So here's what you've got. You can slip your little bracelet on, pull it to where it's tight, and you've got an adorable, now see my little dangles are kind of long because I had to have enough room for this to stretch over my wrist. I made it too short, but yeah, but they're still kind of cute. They're little danglies. So that's what you've got. You've got a cute little bracelet, you've got some sparkle in the cup chain, and you've got a couple little bead dangles, and it's really kind of a trendy looking thing right now. The leather is big in, and I know this isn't leather, but it kind of looks like leather. Another thing you can do is take this cord again and tie it right above your bead. Let me do that. And it keeps your bead from floating on your cord too much. So you can put a knot, you know, above your bead there. And it just keeps it from floating around, flopping too much on your cord. So yeah, this is it's an easy bracelet to do if you get the cord and the chain right. If you've got cord that's too big to fit through your chain, you're going to have issues. If you've got cord that unravels at the end too much, then you're really going to have issues. So yeah, just try to judge, you know, if you can get a leather cord and a chain big enough, then it's going to do a lot better than trying to do what I did with this braiding cord and it, you know, is unraveling at the ends and I'm having a fit. So, but anyway, that is the little cup chain rhinestone and Rolo chain bracelet. It does turn out really cute. It's different. And like I said, the rhinestone chain was purchased at beadpark.com. And if you're interested in purchasing some, I will provide the link in the description box below. And you can get $5 off if you use my coupon code Wendy5OFF, and I will put that down below as well. So you guys have a great rest of the day. I am going to try to finish up this red one just so it will be done. And I was going to show you, I've been working on these earrings that we did a tutorial on the other day. I need to clean the glue off them, but this is the clear crystal. I haven't put the dangles on them yet, but I've done them in AB. The blue zircon, clear crystal. I was trying to do birthstone colors. So here we've got some sapphire. These are actually ruby. I don't have any garnet stones. I'm going to have to get some garnet stones to do that. These are emerald. Really cute. They're turning out real cute. Peridot. Topaz. What else have I got over here? And then I've got some drying in the rice. So here's a light rose. Here's pearl for October. Whoops. Here is amethyst, aquamarine, and I had a pair, what did I do with them, of opal. White opal. Where are the white opal ones? Oh, here they are. And this is white opal. So yeah, these turn out really cute. I'm going to put the bead dangle on the bottoms of the ones that I have a regular stud glued on, and then the ones that I have this finding for, I will just hang them from it like this one. So they'll end up looking like that with that stud, or we'll end up with it like this one, where I just had to glue a regular stud on the back and then do the bead dangle. So I think they're turning out really cute. I think I'm trying to make a couple for each month of the year, and I think I may get on Bead Park and order some more of these because I really do like these earring findings. I think they're really cute, and you could do a lot with them. You could even do like red and green for Christmas. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, like my channel, subscribe, share it with your friends, and let me know if you make this bracelet. I'd like to see your pictures. I'm on Instagram and Facebook both, and you could upload pictures to my sites there. I'd love to see what you make. So have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!